Good morning, everyone. We are coming to you live via Facebook streaming, via YouTube streaming, and also via Skype online. Each one of you is welcome to this live streaming. Journeying to Buddha within. Journeying to Buddha within. You have to accept, understand that you are already that which you want to be. You are already Buddhas. Any effort to become enlightened that we continuously do is ridiculous, is wrong, and it means that you are not accepting the basic fact. You are not accepting the present moment. You are the seed of infinite possibilities. If the seed says that I want to become a flower, it must accept the fact that it is a flower already. But the flower is invisible. It is hidden in the seed. It has to go through the process so that the flower can blossom. To be fully aware of this and the moment is an extraordinarily difficult task, because mind is incapable to face the fact directly without deception. Thought that you consider as sublime is the byproduct of the past or the future. Therefore, it can only think in terms of the past or in terms of the future. It is completely unaware of the fact of this moment. If the seed neglects the fact that it has the potentiality to become a flower, a marigold seed cannot bring rose flowers. A rose bud cannot become any other flower but rose. You have to start with an understanding, and do not be worried about that it can create any kind of ego that I am a Buddha. The moment you say that I am a Buddha, of course you do not have to say that I am the seed of Buddhahood. I am the Buddha in making. A child is father in the making. We all know this. If the child goes through the process, he has the capabilities to become a father. A girl is capable, has all the potentialities to become a mother. There is nothing wrong in saying that, and we do not consider it as ego, that I am the would-be father. Oh, I am the would-be mother. I am the mother in making or the father in making. There is nothing wrong in that. It is not ego, but the moment you say, the people say that I am a Buddha, the people around you will start saying that is ego. Do not be worried about, because the entire process of Heart Sutra, Prajna Paramit Hridayam Sutra will make it clear to you that ego is the only thing that does not exist. It appears to you to be existing. This is why I have taken this journey of Buddha within, and yesterday it was what is Buddha within, through the route of Heart Sutra, Prajna Paramit Hridayam Sutra. It makes it clear to you that ego is the only thing that does not exist. The only thing that does not exist. Everything else is real. There are teachers who say that the world is illusory and soul is existential. I is true and all else is illusory. Buddha says just the opposite. He says only the I is untrue and everything else is real. And I agree with Buddha more than, on this point, more than anything else. Buddha's insight is very penetrating, the most penetrating one. Nobody ever penetrated into those realms, depths and heights of reality better than Buddha. You have to start with the idea, with this climate around you, with this vision. Let it be declared to every cell of your body, every thought that arises in your mind. Let it be declared to every nook and corner of your existence that I am a Buddha. Let every cell of your body should echo with this message that I am the Buddha. And do not be worried about this letter I. We will take care of it. Remember, I and Buddhahood does not exist together. Once Buddhahood becomes revealed, then I disappears. Just like darkness disappears the moment light comes in. Buddhahood is the inner light. Before entering into the sutras of Prajna Paramit Hridayam Sutra, it will be important to understand certain frameworks, certain structure. Ancient Buddhist scriptures speak of 7 temples. These temples are psychosomatic. These temples are important to understand. It is just like Sufis talk about 7 valleys. Al-Ghazali spoke of the 7 valleys. Hindus talk about 7 chakras. Christians talk about 7 churches. Buddhists talk about 7 temples. The first temple is physical. The second temple is psychosomatic. The third temple is psychological. The fourth temple is psycho-spiritual. The fifth temple is spiritual. Sixth temple is spiritual transcendental. And the seventh temple is the ultimate. The temple of temples. It is transcendental. The sutra begins, the Prajna Paramita Hridayam Sutra or the Heart Sutra belongs to the seventh, the transcendental, the seventh temple. These are the declaration by someone who has reached the seventh temple. When the seed talks about that I am the rose, I am the purple rose with the great lustre, fragrance and beauty, it is that the bud or the seed is talking about the ultimate. It is a declaration of someone who has entered the seventh temple, the transcendental, the absolute, the ultimate. That is the meaning of the word, the Sanskrit word, Prajna Paramita, wisdom of the beyond. Prajna Paramita. Para means beyond, Prajna means wisdom, wisdom of the beyond. The wisdom of the beyond, from the beyond, in the beyond. The wisdom comes only when you have transcended all kind of identifications. You reach to the unknown and unknowable realm. You are identified with this, with the body, with the psyche, with the mind, with here and there, all about. When all kind of identifications vanish, lower or higher, this world and the other world, when you have transcended all kind of identifications, when you are not identified with anything at all, when there is pure flame of awareness left, no smoke around it, that is why Buddhists worship this small book which is known as Heart Sutra. The very heart of the religion, the very heart, the very core of the Buddha's way. The first temple is physical. It is similar to the Hindu map of Mooladhara Chakra. The second is psychosomatic, or it resembles with Swadhisthana Chakra, the water center. The first Mooladhara is the earth center. The second is the water center. The third is psychological. It relates with Manipur. The fourth is psycho-spiritual, the Anhat Chakra, the heart center. The fifth is spiritual or Vishuddha Chakra or throat center. The sixth is spiritual transcendental. It is known as third eye or the Agya Chakra. And the seventh, the transcendental, which resembles with Sahasrar or thousand petal center. That is the symbol of the ultimate flowering. Nothing has remained hidden. All has become unhidden, manifest, and revealed. The 1,000-petal lotus has opened. The whole sky is filled with its fragrance, its beauty, and benediction. In the modern world, great work has been done in search of the innermost core of the human being. It will be good to understand how far modern effort has led us. There has been the work of Pavlov, B.F. Skinner, and other behaviorists. They go on circling around the physical, the earth center, the Muladhara. They think man is only the body. They get too much involved in the first temple. They get too much involved in the physical, the earth center, and forget everything else. These people have been trying to explain man's existence only through the physical, the material. This attitude becomes an obstruction because they are not open to the other centers. They are not open to the other aspects. When from the very beginning you have made a wrong move or you deny the exploration itself, you are prejudiced. A communist, a Marxist, a behaviorist, an atheist, these are the people who believe that man is the body alone. And in accepting that, it closes all other doors or all other possibilities that man can be more than anything else, anything other than the body. They become blind. And the physical is there. The physical is almost apparent. It needs no proof. The body is there, the hand is there, the feet is there. There is no need to prove it because it need not be proved. It becomes the only reality. That is nonsense. Then man loses its dignity. If there is nothing to grow, if you accept the seed and you do not accept the potentiality of the seed, the possibility that is hidden in its womb, then all the progress and growth is impossible. This is nonsense. You accept that this plant is a rose plant. You recognize it by its petals, but you cannot recognize the color of the rose, but you can recognize certainly it is a rose plant. And the moment you deny, then man loses all dignity. If there is nothing to grow in or to grow towards, there cannot be any dignity in life. The moment you recognize that you are only the body and nothing else, then the man becomes an object, simply a matter. Then there is no opening. There is nothing to grow, nothing to happen in you. You are the body, you will eat, you will defecate, and you will eat and you will make love and produce children, And the life will go on and on like this, and one day you die. A mechanical repetition of all that you had been doing. Mechanical repetition of the mundane, the trivia. How can there be significance then? Any meaning, any poetry? How can there be the dance of existence? B.F. Skinner has written a book, Beyond Freedom and Dignity. It should be called not beyond but below freedom and dignity, not beyond. In fact, it is below. The title is beyond. It is the lowest standpoint about man, and the ugliest too. There is nothing wrong about the body. Remember, no Buddha has said or denied the presence of the body and its significance. It is beautiful temple. The ugliness enters when you think that this is all. The physical structure of the temple has to be there. And each temple is made as the first attraction for it to be beautiful. Beautiful carving, beautiful design, that's what the man is. Man can be conceived as a ladder of 7 steps. It is a ladder. If you get identified with the first step of the ladder, then you are not going anywhere. And the ladder is there. The ladder bridges you where you are to where you have to reach. In order to reach the top of the roof, you have to use a ladder. And you cannot remain standing on the first step or the first rung of the ladder and think that you have reached above. Oh, you cannot envision anything. The ladder is there. It bridges this world and the other. The ladder bridges matter and God. The first rung is perfectly good if it is used in relationship with the entire ladder. If it functions as the first step, it is immensely beautiful. You build a house, you build a temple, place of worship. There is a ground floor, there is a top floor, there are other floors also. In order to reach to the second floor, you have to use these steps. Depending on the height, it may have 4, 5, 6, 10 steps. You use that staircase to reach to the second temple. And then from the second temple to the third temple, you have to use another staircase. The staircase keeps on changing. The staircase means the strategy that takes you from the earth center to the water center, or the first temple to the second, differs from that of the second. Therefore, the first staircase is important, and in the first staircase, the first step is important. If it functions as a first step, it is immensely beautiful. One should be thankful to the body, that without the body, nothing can happen. But if you do not enter the ground floor of the temple, you cannot enter the second step. Entering the ground floor or entering the body is the first step towards reaching to the 1,000 petal or the ultimate or this 1,000 petal center. But if you start worshipping the first rung, as normally happens in rituals, you forget the remaining 6, you forget the whole ladder, forget that the whole ladder exists. There are different staircases to take from ground floor to the first floor, from first floor to the second floor. The same staircase cannot take you from the first floor to the 7th floor. First you have to reach from first floor to the second. Another staircase is used from second to third, so on and so forth. And then when you have reached the 6th temple, 6th floor, you have to use another staircase to reach the 7th. So if you start worshipping the first room, you forget the remaining 6, you forget the entire ladder and entire system exists, and you become closed, confined to the first room. Then there is no more growth for you, because a ladder, a staircase is simply a staircase. It is the possibility to take you to the higher floors. Hence the people who are materialistic are always stuck. They always feel something is missing. They do not feel they are going anywhere. They move round and round in circles. They come back again to the same point, become tired and bored. Then they start contemplating how to commit suicide. And their whole effort in life is to find some sensation, so something new can happen. But what new can happen? All the things that are going, all the things that you are occupied with are nothing but toys to play with. When you find that there is no meaning in life, you start looking for suicide. Think of these words of Frank Sheed. The soul of man is crying for purpose or meaning. The soul of the man is crying for purpose or meaning. And the scientist says, here is a telephone, or look at television. Exactly as one tries to distract a baby crying for its mother by offering a sugar stick and making funny faces at it, the leaping streams of invention has served extraordinarily well to keep man occupied in this and that and so. To keep him occupied from remembering that which is troubling him. All the modern world, all the soul of the man, Frank Sheed says, is crying for the purpose, the meaning. But the scientist says, here is a telephone, look at the television, exactly as one tries to distract the baby that is crying for its mother by offering it sugar sticks or making funny faces at it. The leaping stream of invention has served extraordinarily well to keep man occupied, to keep him away from the reality, keep him remembering that which is troubling him. All the modern world has provided you with nothing but sugar sticks, toys to play with, and you were crying for the mother, you were crying for love, you were crying for consciousness, you were crying for some significance in life, and they say, look at the telephone, they have given you the modern phones, given you Facebook, given you WhatsApp, and you are engaged in playing with this toy, sending the messages, receiving the messages, and then you are distracted, you forget the real purpose. Science has brought so many beautiful things for you, and you play around a little bit. Again you become fed up, you are bored, and again they go on searching for new toys for you to play with. This technology that science has provided you can be used in the right way, in a different way. I am using this technology to reach you through Facebook streaming, knowing that a lot of people, while I am streaming live, there are many who are on the line, and somehow or the other, by mistake or something, they hear that someone is live streaming. You hear a word, a process can begin. The messages are stored, the live streamings are stored on YouTube. You can listen and the journey can begin. Through Skype you can connect to someone in a closed group. So all these devices are used in a more appropriate manner, rather than just playing with it. You can use this to post inspirational messages, but post only that which has been your experience, because that is what can be meaningful, and you will not get bored, and again they will have to search. You have to find a new equipment to play with. This state of affairs is ridiculous. It is so absurd that it seems almost inconceivable how we are going to live in it. We have been caught in the first rung. We remain at the physical level. We remain at the earth center. Remember, you are in the body. You are in the body, but you are not the body. Let that be clear to you. Let that remain as a continuous awareness in you. You live in the body. You say that I am sick. It is erroneous. Your body is indisposed. Your body is diseased, but not you. And that changes the whole psychology. Let there be a continuous awareness in you that you are in the body, but you are not the body. You live in the body. Body is a beautiful abode, a structure. I am not for a single moment hinting that you can become antibody or against it. If you start denying the body, as the so-called spiritualists say, they have done a great harm to you. Materialists go on thinking that body is all. There are people who move to the opposite extremes and they start saying that body is illusory, body is not, destroy the body, so the illusion is destroyed. You can become really real. The other extreme is a reaction. Materialist create his own reaction in the spiritualists, and in fact they are partners in the same business. They are not very different from one another. Body is beautiful, body is real, body has to be lived, it has to be loved, it has to be cared. It is the gift of God. Not for a single moment be against it. Not for a single moment think that you are not it. Not for a single moment think that you are only it. You are bigger than the body. Use the body as the jumping board. Just as a person who takes a dive in the swimming pool, he uses a jumping board. He jumps from the jumping board and goes into the swimming pool. His objective is to swim rather than the jumping board. The body is the jumping board. You have to use this in order to take a dive into the ocean of your being. This is the first step, the jumping board. You have to start the journey from here. And then, when you have successfully understood the first temple, the purpose of the body, the purpose of everything that the body is, the tissues, this and that, then you can move to the second temple, which is psychosomatic. We will continue through these 7 temples as we continue our journey into Buddha within. Only this much for this morning. Until we meet again, take care and do have a pleasant day.